We now appeal to the three arms of government to continue our collaborative partnership to ensure our policies, programs, and projects impact the lives of our citizens.
President Buhari inaugurates National Industrial Court Complex, assures the judiciary of adequate funding. Federal High Court Abuja assumes jurisdiction in the case of corruption against former Benue State Governor Gabriel Suswam as Omoyele Sowore arraigned in court for treasonable felony. INEC releases names of candidates for Kogi and Bayelsa governorship elections. And independence celebrations in the air. President Muhammadu Buhari addresses the nation Tuesday morning. Good evening and welcome to the news on Network Service of the Nigerian Television Authority, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. With me on the news from Lagos is Dotun Ogunyemi. Dibabari Seadome Nweke is in Port Harcourt, while Mariam Adura is in Jos. Will join us in the course of the bulletin. Thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari says the nation's judiciary will continue to be adequately funded by his administration to effectively discharge its responsibilities of interpreting and applying the law as watchdog for evil practices in the country. Inaugurating the annex building of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria headquarters in Abuja, President Buhari, however, called for the concerted efforts by the three arms of government towards safeguarding the rights of all Nigerians through fair justice delivery. SEDA's correspondent Adamu Sambu has details.
The annex building of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria is one of the numerous infrastructural projects executed by the retiring president of the court, Justice Babatunde Adejumo, as part of his vision for enhanced labor justice delivery in the country. The building, made up of 3 floors comprising 2 judges' chambers, 2 court offices, will serve as a big relief to the finances of the court hitherto spent annually on rented properties. President Muhammadu Buhari, who congratulated Justice Adejumo for completing the project, said the socio-economic impact of the court cannot be downplayed. The industrial court, he said, not only provides the platform for workers, retirees, as well as dependents of deceased employees to find justice when treated unfairly, but also impacts Nigeria's ease of doing business indices.
Let me now appeal to the three arms of government to continue our collaborative partnership to ensure our policies, programs, and projects impact the lives of our citizens. Simply put, all Nigerians, regardless of ethnicity, religion, and politics, deserve peaceful and prosperous lives. Nigerians deserve fair justice delivery. It is therefore our collective duty to work collaboratively to ensure that such rights are safeguarded.
The president, who takes pride in the enhanced budgetary allocation to the judiciary by his administration from 68 billion in 2014 to 100 billion naira, promised to ensure sustenance to enable the critical organ of government discharge its responsibilities effectively. Both the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad, and the President of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, Justice Babatunde Adejumo, were full of appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for the unprecedented support, love, and respect for the Nigerian judiciary, which they promise will continue to remain alive to its responsibilities.
I would love to use this opportunity to plead with Your Excellency to continue to support the judiciary in its bid to move the judiciary of Nigeria to an enviable position.
Sir, approval should be given to the CGN to appoint more judges across board so that justice can be delivered without being delayed. They say justice delayed is justice denied.
Established in 1976, the National Industrial Court of Nigeria has a mandate of adjudicating on disputes arising from and relating to labor, industrial, unemployment matters. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The convener of Revolution Now protest, Omoyele Sowore, has been arraigned before a federal high court sitting in Abuja. He was arraigned before Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu on a 7-count charge of treasonable felony, money laundering, and cybercrime. Austin Anyebe has the report.
The convener of the Revolution Now protest, Omoyele Sowore, was arraigned alongside Olawale Bakari by the State Security Service. When the charge was read, they both pleaded not guilty to the 7-count charge. The statement on the count read that his proposed call for revolution protest of August 5, 2019 aimed at removing the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, thus amounting to treasonable felony, punishable under Section 431 of the Criminal Code Act Cap C-38 laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and punishable under the same section of the Act. Part of the count was that the first defendant committed a cybercrime offense by sending a press interview on Arise television, causing insult, enmity, hatred, and ill will on the person of the President of Nigeria. Other counts have to do with movement of funds from the defendant's UBA account to other bank accounts outside Nigeria with alleged intention to conceal the sources of the money, thereby violating the Money Laundering Act. Having pleaded not guilty to all the count charge, the defense counsel Lamide Fuscat prayed the court to order the release of the defendant on bail since he was denied the earlier bail order by the court. Justice Ijeoma Ojukwu, however, ruled that the defense counsel should file a bail application. She adjourned hearing for Friday, the 4th of October, when the bail application is expected to be argued from the Federal High Court, Abuja. Austin Anyebe, NTA News.
Similarly, a federal high court sitting in Abuja has ruled that the former Benue State Governor, Gabriel Suswam, and his former Finance Commissioner, Omodachi Okonobia, have a case to answer. The court also ruled that it has jurisdiction to entertain the suit. Justice Okon Abang gave the ruling while dismissing the defendant's objection for the reassignment of the case file to another judge. Olabode Arewa has more.
Senator Gabriel Suswam and Omodachi Okonobia were arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on 9 counts of alleged diversion of 9.7 billion naira of Benue State funds to their personal use. The offences allegedly took place in 2014 when they transferred the monies into the accounts of One Farm Fash Securities, a bureau de change operator, to be converted into dollars, an offence contrary to Section 15 of the Money Laundering and Prohibition Act of 2012. The case was formally before Justice Muhammad, who recused himself from the case, following media reports alleging that he had been bribed to kill the case. Upon reassignment of the file to Justice Okon Abang, would dismiss the defendant's objection to reassigning the case. He ruled that Section 98, Subsection 2 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015 relied upon by the defendants were inapplicable in this case. The 2 defendants had pleaded not guilty to the corruption charges against them, while the court had also granted them permission to continue on existing bail terms. Further hearing continues on the 20th of October. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Department of State Services has cleared the air on media reports claiming that Dr. Chido Onuma was arrested by the service. A statement by the Peter Afunanya, Public Relations Officer, Department of State Services, stated that Onuma was only engaged in an interaction when he was sighted wearing a shirt with inscriptions, "We are all Biafrans," at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, which the service described as an act capable of undermining public order and national security. In less than 3 hours from now, Nigeria will be 59 as an independent nation. As part of activities to commemorate Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary celebrations, President Muhammadu Buhari will make a special broadcast to the nation on Tuesday, October the 1st, 2019 at 7 a.m. Femi Adesina, Presidential Advisor on Media and Publicity, requests radio and television stations and other electronic media outlets in the country to hook up to the network services of the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, for the broadcast. As Nigerians bask in the euphoria of the 59th Independence Anniversary celebrations, it has been an expression of best wishes from prominent Nigerians and government institutions. Ruth Aguele compiled the report.
President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has felicitated with Nigerians at home and abroad on the occasion of the 59th Independence Anniversary of the country. The Senate President said Nigeria has come of age, with its people increasingly asserting themselves in every sphere of life across the globe. He observed that there is indeed much to be proud of in being a Nigerian, as Nigerians should count their blessings and be driven forward by them. Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, on a similar note, has tasked Nigerians to work hard collectively to realize the mission and vision of the country's founding fathers. He noted that in the face of some challenges confronting the country, what should be done is for all patriots to work hard to overcome them, as government needs the support of citizens to achieve its objectives. Also, the APC felicitates with Nigerians on the country's 59th independence anniversary. The party, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Lanre Issa Onilu, salutes the founding fathers who fought for the independence of Nigeria and members of the armed forces, many of whom have paid the supreme sacrifice to defend Nigeria's territorial integrity and keep the country united. PDP, on the same vein, salutes Nigerians on the occasion of the 59th Independence Anniversary. A statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbodiyan, urges Nigerians to keep hope alive, noting that the October 1st date remains an undying signpost of freedom and unity as a nation. Also, President, Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Samson Olashukbo Adeni Ayokunle, sends best wishes to Nigerians as she marks her 59th independence anniversary. Reverend Ayokunle urges all Nigerians to put behind all divisions because God has decided to tie our destiny together in the nation called Nigeria, while re-emphasizing the need for Nigerians to embrace one another. The Federal Road Safety Corps, on its part, is making concerted efforts to ensure free flow of traffic and the safety of lives and property of road users during the 59th Independence Day celebration. Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi stressed the need for all road users to drive with caution and avoid any act that violates established traffic laws during the celebration period. Boboye Oyeyemi called on the motoring public to utilize the FRSC toll-free numbers 122 and put a call through in the event of any crash, obstruction, or emergency for prompt response.
Still on Nigeria's 59th independence anniversary, 10 youths have won 1 million naira each as financial grants and startup capital in the second edition of the National Entrepreneurship Empowerment Summit organized by the Buhari administration. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was represented at the event, says the program will be sustained to positively impact more Nigerians. Mitari Ekben has the report.
This National Youth Entrepreneurship Empowerment Summit is the second within 4 months organized by the Buhari administration to bring out the ingenuity of Nigerian youths in the creative arts. 30 contestants who scaled the rigorous selection process to make the finals tried to impress the judges with their creativity in the visual and graphic, as well as performing arts, fashion design, and ICT development. Eventually, 10 winners, including a 9-year-old ICT prodigy, went home with 1 million naira each.
This is amazing. I just won 1 million naira that I'm going to put to very good use. I was just told that we'll be coached concerning how not to waste the money and how to put the money into our business in the most effective way. So I'm quite looking forward to that.
I just came to do what I love doing, and I'm actually making money from what I love doing. So this is actually a priceless moment in my life. This is living proof now that yes, this government actually has plans for we youths, and there are policies in place to make things work. We just have to be patient and just follow the process, and good things will come.
Majorly, Nigerian youths all over the world have proven that they are ingenious, they are They are creative. I think that even amongst all the activities, I think it's one of the major ones. So that at least gives an idea of the kind of things they're thinking about, that I think about the youth of Nigeria.
Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeniyi Adebayo, who stood in for Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, says it is the desire of the Buhari administration to propel young Nigerians to financial independence using their creative abilities.
Release your creativity and pursue your dreams so that you can play your part in the building of our dear nation.
We believe that an investment into the lives of young Nigerians will go a long way in actualizing the dreams of not only of our heroes past, but also that of President Muhammadu Buhari.
So far, the National Youth Entrepreneurship Empowerment Summit has produced 20 millionaires, and the federal government says it will remain an engaging platform to harness the skills and talents that will launch Nigerian youths to the next level in life and business. From the International Conference Center, Abuja, Mitaire Ikpe, NTA News.
Inspector General of Police Mohammed Adamu has assured Nigerians of hitch-free celebrations in all states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory as Nigeria marks her 59th independence anniversary on Tuesday, 1st of October 2019. The Inspector General of Police therefore directed all commissioners of police and their supervisory assistant inspectors general of police in the state and zonal commands across the country to put in place necessary security measures towards a peaceful and incident-free celebrations. The IGP also directed that particular attention should be concentrated on parade grounds, government and private infrastructure, and all places of public resort and recreation centers, as well as patrols along all the major highways in the country. You're watching the news at 9 on the network service of the NTA. Let's take a break for some messages. Stay with us.
I should be on golden accessories. I should do bad.
Mommy, it's not too early to be dressed.
Too early, sure. I don't guess I was since now.
Okay.
You think I go miss all the small shop and all the rishi?
Mommy.
Should be not that caterer when they come out, they get side me or you take. And as for my women group, hey, not KSA or nothing at all.
Yes, now when you get out.
You're familiar, Jerry. My picking.
Mommy, your credit still there, so?
Of course now. Now we the first credit like water. You not trust Glow?
Glow and Mepo. Get 5 times your recharge to call all networks. Recharge with *555*PIN#.
You want to know where the party they shall let? Start here.
The 59th Independence Day Celebration Planning Committee announces activities lined up for the celebration as follows. Tuesday, 1st October, Independence Media Broadcast, time 7 a.m. Venue, State House. Presidential Change of Guards, time 9 a.m. Venue, State House Forecourt. Public lecture and gala night, time 6 p.m. Venue, State House Conference Center. All public officers are expected to actively participate in the anniversary celebration as appropriate. Boss Mustafa, Chairman, 59th Independence Day Celebration Planning Committee and Secretary to the Government of the Federation, announcer.
So that ends the sermon. Now it's time to sow a seed of faith. We have envelopes there that are ushers by the aisle. Give the way you want to be blessed. There you go. Hello. What's your number?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't give you my number.
Come on.
Yeah, I can.
Just put it in.
Make and receive payments with just phone number with Pay Attitude. To get started, dial *569# or download the Pay Attitude app or use the USSD code of Pay Attitude banks to enjoy seamless transactions.
It's for Pay Attitude. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You cannot be flirting in the house of the Lord. Repent.
So, what's your number? Pay Attitude. Be all of you.
on Google Play Store. Search The Indomitables on Play Store and download now. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Welcome to Adeleke University, a faith-based learning institution located in the serene and historic town of Ide, Osun State, Nigeria, running on the well-thought vision of its founding fathers to improve lives and society. The institution offers affordable and quality education. We are currently offering admission into our faculties of science, engineering, law, and art. We are also offering entry into the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and the Faculty of Business and Social Science. Our College of Postgraduate Studies offers you the chance to earn your master's and doctorate's degree in over 30 disciplines. For more inquiries, please visit www.adelikeuniversity.edu.ng. You can also call 0806 820 2021. Adeleke University, education, excellence, character.
Meters that provide the regulation, eliminate estimated billing, and ensure customers pay for energy they consume.
Water meter,
them go bring them
estimated billing,
them go eliminate them. Pay for electricity where you consume. Map is here.
Water meter,
them go bring them
estimated billing,
them go eliminate them. Pay for electricity where you consume. Map is here. Meters that provide the regulation, eliminate estimated billing, and ensure customers pay for energy they consume.
water meter,
Them go bring them,
estimated billing,
them go eliminate them. Pay for electricity where you consume. Map is here.
Wakis don't land with Maggie Mega Millions promo. Every week, lucky winners go fit win 1 million naira each inside this promo, plus other correct instant prizes them. Oh yeah, carry 100 Maggie Star Rapper, go to select places, and then go knock you scratch card where you go take win bracket the credits and good cash instanta. Make una bring plenty Maggie Star Rapper as na the person will bring Maggie Rapper plenty pass last. Go win this 1 million naira. This now from the 1st of October, go reach 31st of October 2019. Terms and conditions they shall. With Maggie, cook the difference.
The 59th Independence Planning Committee wishes to inform all invited guests to the 2019 anniversary dinner and gala night to be held at the Conference Center of the State House on Tuesday, 1st October 2019 at 6 p.m. that they are to park their vehicles at the Eagle Square, where buses have been provided to convey them to the State House. Members of the Diplomatic Corps will, however, be allowed to drive in their vehicles to the venue of the dinner. Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation and Chairman Planning Committee, announcer.
Thank you for remaining with the NTA. Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila has commended traditional rulers for their roles in ensuring peaceful coexistence in their domains. National Assembly correspondent Laimi Ali reports that the Speaker stated these when he hosted some royal fathers from Akoko East, Akoko West Federal Constituency of Ondo State.
Led by the Olukare of Ikare, Akajiri Saliu Momo, the traditional rulers, in the words of the Speaker, House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, have honored the leadership of the House by this visit. The Speaker acknowledged the wealth of wisdom of the royal fathers, noting that an interaction with them enables one to tap from their knowledge on local and national issues as they are closest to the people.
As you know, if you are following the 9th Assembly, we believe in what we call a joint task, that to build this country, it has to be a joint task of everybody, including your good selves. Many people talk about the fourth realm, or the fourth arm of the realm. They talk about the journalists, and I'm sorry, journalists, I know they're here, but we consider our traditional chiefs the real fourth arm of the republic.
The visit, according to the Olukare of Ikare, is to commend the Speaker for his leadership qualities, especially in carrying all House members along in the scheme of things, irrespective of party affiliation. They urge the Speaker to use his office to ensure infrastructure improvements in all communities across the country for all-round developments. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has released final lists of governorship candidates and deputy governorship candidates in Kogi State governorship elections scheduled for November the 16th, 2019. 23 candidates made it on the final list, including the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, and the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, while candidates for the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and 15 others were disqualified. NTA News visited the Lokoja office of the INEC and confirmed that Natasha Akpoti of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, was however not included on the list as she was disqualified for fielding a deputy governorship candidate who is underage. Governor Yahaya Bello of APC and his deputy, Edward Onoja, Musa Wada of PDP and his running mate, Samuel Bamidele Aro, were among those on the final list released by the Electoral Commission. Still on the electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has also released final list of 45 governorship candidates and the deputy governorship candidates for the Bayelsa November 16th governorship elections.
The Independent National Electoral Commission says that they are ready to conduct the November 16th governorship election in Bayelsa State. Acting Administrative Secretary, INEC, Bayelsa State, Ekan Boko, says the commission is ready to conduct the election, adding that non-sensitive materials have been distributed while sensitive materials are already in Central Bank.
So far, we have 45 parties that have scaled the hurdle to contest in the November 16th 2019 governorship election.
Meanwhile, INEC Bayelsa State has commenced the training of about 52 electoral officers. In Yanegwa, Gabriel Amunike, NTA News.
Speaker Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Tonye Isena, has been impeached. The impeachment process, presided over by the Deputy Speaker, Ingobere Abraham, cited gross misconduct and dereliction of duty as grounds for the impeachment.
The impeachment process was presided over by the Deputy Speaker of the House, Abraham Ngobere. Member representing Sagbama constituency to Bernard Kenevai moved a motion under urgent public importance, accusing the former Speaker, Tonye Isena, of gross misconduct and dereliction of duty, which is said is an impeachable offense. The motion was seconded by Naomi Benjamin Ogoli and was unanimously adopted by members present in the House.
As an urgent public importance to be given fair hearing, those in support of the motion say aye. Those against the nay, the ayes have it.
The new Speaker and former leader of the House, Monday Obolo, appreciated members for deeming him fit for the elevation, promised to make consultation the hallmark of his administration.
We are meant to debate, we are meant to argue, and that was what really happened.
Obolo's emergence makes him the second Speaker in the 6th Assembly. Earlier to the impeachment, the former Speaker was allegedly set to resign, but he suddenly adjourned the sitting synod. There was pandemonium in the premises as sporadic gunshots were heard. Members and staff scampered for safety. From the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, Timinopri, Ohia, NTA News.
The Rice Millers Association of Nigeria supports President Muhammadu Buhari over the closure of the Nigerian borders in order to checkmate the importation and smuggling of foreign rice into the country, in addition to other illegal goods. Chairman of the association, Peter Dama, says the federal government's decision to close the borders is in the best interest of the country, as this will enhance more production and milling of Nigerian rice that will bring about job creation, poverty alleviation, and boost the Nigerian economy. Mr. Dama urged President Buhari to sustain the border closure. The Rice Millers Association commends all the efforts of the Nigerian security agencies for a job well done at manning the borders against smuggling. The federal government says has challenged commodity associations on the need to maintain standard and quality in all agricultural produce and products to avoid rejection at the international markets. This is coming as the Ministry of Trade and Investment certified formation of 10 commodity associations. Musa Baba Aliu has details.
Since the scrap of commodity marketing boards in the 90s by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida regime, businesses in agricultural produce were left in the hands of local organizations and open markets.
So to address the ugly development, government set up the Export Commodity Coordinating Committee, ECCC, to sanitize the system by organizing the existing and yet to be established trade groups International Apex Commodity Association.
The Ministry of Trade and Investment is therefore organizing commodity associations with a view to coordinate business associated with produce.
So the Federal Republic of Nigeria
have been given the go-ahead now to go and practice and to tell the world that you exist and to show what stuff you are made of. Show them that you really are tough and determined to make the difference.
Now, these 10 associations, there could be more. As I've said, name 3, they promised to provide 30 million jobs. 30 times 10.
The closure of countries' land borders is expected to boost local production and marketing of produce. Musa Baba Aliu, NTA News.
President Muhammad Buhari has described the former Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Ambassador Ibrahim Yerima Abdullahi, as one of Nigeria's greatest and patriotic public officials. In a statement by Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, President Buhari poured tribute on Ambassador Yerima Abdullahi, describing the elder statesman who is celebrating his 80th birthday as an outstanding gentleman who is passionate to serve his country. The President praised Yerima Abdullahi, who is also Sarkim Bay of Gombe, as an APC elder who contributed immensely to the successes of the party in elections. He prayed God to continue to bless the Sarkim Bay Yerima Abdullahi with good health and longer life to serve Nigeria and his people even more. It's time now to join Dotun in Lagos for more on Network News. Hello, Dotun.
Thank you, Kudu, and welcome to Lagos. The Central Bank of Nigeria and the Bankers Committee will create an opportunity for Nigerian youths in the creative industry to have access to credit and bank loans in order for them to grow their businesses. Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele stated this at the Creative Nigerian Summit in Lagos. Abolade Salami reports.
The Central Bank of Nigeria and the Bankers Committee at its annual retreat in December 2018 came up with a creative industries and financing initiative with the aim to support startups and existing business in the creative industry. So far, the Apex Bank and Bankers Committee intend to support the creative industry with 22 billion naira of initial funds, with major focus in the music and movie industry, as well as to develop a 40-acre creative industry park around National Theatre in Lagos.
Across Africa and various parts of the globe, our creative industries are spurring innovation, creating jobs, increasing our export revenues, and helping to shape perception on Nigeria as a nation with a strong spirit of creativity and ingenuity.
Meanwhile, towards enabling the growth of the Nigerian fashion industry, CBN and the Bankers Committee is finalizing plans to provide a textile apparel shared service facility at the creative parks with the aim to engage productive Nigerian youth positively.
And I hope that you will all join me in the fact that by 2030, the strength of our nation will no longer be in the oil revenue that we get, but in the productivity of the Nigerian youth.
Even as bankers, we need the economy to grow for us to survive. So supporting the creative industry, which houses most of our people, all right, is something that we must do.
The bank reassured entrepreneurs in the creative sector of its plans to work with stakeholders towards curbing piracy of movies and music. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Well, the high demand for remotely piloted aircrafts, also known as drones, in the country. Key industry players are brainstorming to ensure that laid-down regulations on its usage are strictly adhered to by operators. This was at an awareness symposium on remotely piloted aircrafts in Nigeria, prospects and challenges. Adeola Omokive reports.
The benefits of drones are enormous. They are used to carry sensitive equipment to assist in any function, be it mapping of areas, agriculture, archaeology, and surveillance of oil and gas installations, as well as military operations. And knowing that there are always positive and negative influences to any venture, regulating the operation of drones has therefore become imperative. At the one-day awareness symposium, papers presented by representatives from the Office of the National Security Advisor and Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority harped on the need for every operator to be licensed, adhere to the regulations, meet required specifications and classification in acquiring drones, as failure will attract punitive measures.
It's worrisome to note that the availability of this technology in the open market has created easy access to the product, which could be harnessed by criminal elements and terrorist organizations to carry out acts with severe consequences on national security.
The need to drive Nigeria to take the lead in ensuring full acceptance of the technology, organizers believe, will go a long way in establishing the country as the center of excellence for unmanned systems technology.
So to be aware, they themselves must be educated to understand this technology so that any changes or where they impact on safety and security of the people, they can immediately mitigate to the regulations.
When you have that awareness and you see that somebody is probably doing this in an illegal manner, you will have that knowledge and that wisdom to want to report it.
Nigeria Customs is one of the agencies partnering with the Office of the National Security Advisor and the NCAA to ensure that those drones that are brought into the countries are for legitimate uses.
We should first make sure that whatever we do is up to standard, as that will help to mitigate risks.
The regulatory bodies have therefore been mandated to enforce regulations, impound and sanction users of drones who violate the law. In Lagos, Adeola Omokive, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Lagos. Network News continues after this time out.
Start your day easier and happier with LG Inverter. Gain peace of mind with an efficient laundry cycle. Feel cooler air even at midday without any worries. Enjoy mealtime with food kept fresh all day long. The LG Inverter enriches your everyday life. Better inverter, LG Inverter.
What's the matter? It's your birthday. Guests are already waiting at the pool.
It's headache, cold, pains all over my body.
Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet contains powerful ingredients specially prepared to bring you fast relief from headache, body ache, cough, flu, cold, and fever. Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold Time Tablet.
Cold Time Tablet also available in syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceuticals and Chemicals Limited. Cold Time Anti-Cold Tablet, your visa to healthy.
To the outer framers, the hat tippers, the fringe growers, you don't need to hide anymore. Try Dettol Even Tone. It cleans and helps to reduce the appearance of blemishes caused by oil, dirt, and germs, giving your skin a healthy feel for an even better you.
Introducing the new Dettol Even Tone Pink Glow. Healthy skin feel for an even better you.
The very tough guy who knocks out every opponent, but now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem Soft Gel. Amatem Soft Gel.
Amatem Soft Gel makes treating malaria easy.
Daddy, when I had malaria in school, they gave me Amatem Soft Gel. It's soft and easy to swallow.
Amatem Soft Gel is a game changer. came for some gel. I go talk about malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
Chowder, non-stop. Non-stop chowder. Let's go.
Oh, stop. They are germs. You'll fall sick. Daughter, why don't you stop them?
Mom, stopping the kids from playing stops the learning. That's why we stop the germs.
Indeed, Safeguard fights against germs. Safeguard removes 99% of germs.
Why don't you stop them? We have to stop. Not the kids, but...
What makes a nation truly unstoppable? It's being able to push in the face of odds, rise above limitations, and realize that everyone's effort counts when it comes to nation building. What makes us unstoppable? It's when we work together as a team without letting our differences hold us back. There's no stopping the Nigerian dream. Reach for your peak, Nigeria. Happy Independence Day.
Hey, you! And are you how they talk to? I sabi you now. It's in day your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Baba Toros and Shangalo. Oganekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you know if we carry last for this one. Spear into the top corner. We Sabi say Peking will crawl before in waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for it. Go for football. Go for Syria on the Liga Marches live. Go for GoTV Max.
Welcome back to our Abuja studios over DNT Network News. Decongesting Nigeria's seaport receives a boost, and the bears reign in the equities market. Amina Nujan is here with details on business news. Amina, over to you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Efforts aimed at decongesting the Apapa ports, extending ports activities to other states of the Federation have begun to yield results. Only days ago, the Calabar port received its first container vessel in 13 years in what has been described as a significant milestone achievement. Governor Ben Ayade of Cross River State says the Bakassi Deep Sea Port will soon be operational for the benefit of the country.
Got the official approval of the Bakassi Deep Sea Port outline business case, which means that the Nigerian government has now officially recognized the Bakassi Deep Sea Port and has given us the impetus to go for the full business case. And for the superhighway, the Bakassi Deep Sea Port is the only port in Africa, no, the only port in Nigeria except Djibouti that has an evacuation corridor.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Stock Exchange opened the week in negative territory, continuing the decline recorded last week as the All-Share Index appreciated by 0.16% to close the first day of trading at 27,630.65 basis points. Market capitalization stood at 13.450 trillion naira. Its year-to-date return stands at minus 12.09%. 194 million shares exchanged hands in 2,910 deals. This was valued at 3.064 billion naira. The financial institutions of Guarantee Trust Bank, Access Bank, and FBNH were the most sought after stocks. The National Bureau of Statistics says Nigeria's exports between 2016 and 2018 witnessed a significant rise. Data shows that Nigeria recorded a favorable trade balance of 5.93 trillion naira in 2018. The value of Nigeria's export rose 10.56 trillion naira between 2016 and 2018, reflecting an increase of 123.8% over the period of 2 years, while volume of trade merchandise in 2018 was the highest recorded since 2014, nearly double pre-recession levels. The total value of trade was 32.26 trillion naira. Import was 13.17 trillion naira, while export was 19.09 trillion naira. Let's now move over to Port Harcourt for more reports with Dibabari. Hello.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. Oil production activities is set to recommence in oil mining license OML 25, Kula River State. This follows the reopening of the flow station and gas plant by the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Timi Silva. Emmanuel reports that the Minister of State Petroleum Resources was accompanied on the visit by the Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mele Yakare.
There was jubilation in Kula community as host communities of OML 25, traditional rulers, women, youths, and other stakeholders from the Niger Delta gathered for the reopening of OML 25 flow station and gas plant, following the resolution of the protracted dispute between Shell Petroleum and the host community. Minister of State Petroleum, Timi Silva, urged the community to allow flow of activities, assuring that with the current development, their interest will be met.
We heard what the GM said, that, if the community fails to develop, he's going to hold Jack Rich, his younger brother, responsible. And the community also should hold him, the GM, responsible. That's an important statement.
Group Managing Director, NNPC, Mele Kiari, noted that with the resumption of activities, development will thrive in the community. Abayinabo of Kula Kingdom, Dr. Kuruma Eleki, commended the federal government for the peace deal.
But with this arrangement, United Jack, who will be in charge of the developmental aspect, will know the needs of his people.
The Minister of State Petroleum, Timi Silva, and Group Managing Director, NNPC, Mele Kiari, were inducted into the Kula Council of Chiefs, with Silva awarded the title Amabelebo of Kula, while the GMD NNPC as the J. Pribor 1 of Kula for their contribution in resolving protracted dispute. From Kula Kingdom, River State, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
The Managing Director of Nigerian Ports Authority, Hadiza Bala Usman, has expressed commitment to attracting more investment towards improving on the ease of doing business at the Onne and Port Harcourt ports. She restated her commitment during the second quarterly stakeholders meeting in Port Harcourt. Osnache Abraham has details.
The meeting is to address some outstanding challenges in achieving efficiency in the ports. Stakeholders expressed joy on the visit of the Managing Director, Hadiza Bala Usman, stating that the visit gives them the opportunity to air their views on challenges confronting their operations, which includes insecurity on the waterways, hitches in the marine services, and craft operations, among others. The MPA boss, in her interaction with the stakeholders, assured them of speedy attention to these challenges. She called on the customs and immigration services as well as the Navy to do the needful to promote the ease of doing business at the ports.
We're also procuring ballistic patrol vessels to provide them with support, which upon procurement we are going to hand over to these agencies of government so that they can enhance the security, especially the security in the channels and at berths. We've also noted the new security architecture that will be unveiled by NIMASA. We're excited to partner with them in this program.
On the lingering matter between the regulator and owners of Boa Terminal, the MPA boss said they are open to dialogue or out-of-court settlement.
We cannot have a berth collapse while we are there as regulators. So we're curious as to what form of court contempt we are in, because for 1 year, 6 months, nobody interfered with their work. It was only when they highlighted that issue of safety, that is when we now sought to the commission.
General Manager Onne Ports, Al-Hassan Ismaila Abubakar, and his Rivers Ports Complex counterpart, Engineer Yanusi Ibrahim Anji, relayed their achievements and areas of urgent attention while commending the NPAs for ensuring excellent service delivery at the ports. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Abraham, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Port Harcourt. Is back to Kudu in Abuja for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you, Dibabari. Time now for another break. Stay with the NTA.
Imagine a luxury big breakfast on top of the world in Dubai.
To Dubai.
Collins!
Hope you got enough big milk.
Dubai, your call!
To be one of the 20 lucky people going to enjoy a peak breakfast in Dubai, buy peak milk and collect your scratch card to redeem your instant win. Fill your details and return if everyone's a winner. So keep on buying your peak milk and keep winning. Valid while stocks last. Reach for your peak.
Maggie's don't land with Maggie Mega Millions promo. Every week, lucky winners go fit win 1 million naira each inside this promo, plus other correct instant prizes them. Oh yeah, carry 100 Maggie Star Rapper, go these places, and then go knock you scratch card where you go take win bracket the credits and cool cash instant. You could bring plenty Maggie Star Rapper as that the person will bring Maggie Rapper play pass last. Go win this 1 million now. Start from the 1st of October, go reach the 1st of October 2019. Terms and conditions they shall. With Maggie, cook the difference.
Brightest, no darkness can blind us. We are the strongest.
Malta Guinness is packed with B vitamins to fuel your greatness. Hey you, and are you how they talk to? Sabi you now. It's in day your mind, Abi. The person with them go help us. Baba Torosa, Shangalo, Ogalekuva, Mr. Sabi. And you know if we carry last for this one.
A spear into the top corner.
We sabi say Peking will crawl before in waka. So don't look, no help anybody. No dolly, no. So go for it. Go for football. Go for Osirio on the Liga Marches live. Go for Go TV Max.
For remaining there. Mariam Njos now gives us updates from the plateau. Hello, Mariam.
Good evening. Good to have you join us in Jos. In continuation of efforts to tackle water and sanitation challenges in Plateau State, as well as end open defecation by the year 2023, Plateau State Governor Simon Bakulalong has pledged to devote over 27 billion naira towards the implementation of various projects and programs that will make the state attain this objective. Governor Lalong made the commitment at the 2019 Global Citizen Festival event held on the sideline of the 74th General Assembly of the United Nations in New York, United States. Addressing the festival at the Central Park in Manhattan, New York, Governor Lalong said issues relating to water, sanitation, and hygiene are very important to his administration, hence the determination to come up with various programs, including a declaration of a state of emergency in the water and sanitation sector in Plateau State. He said already over 1 million people in Plateau State have gained more access to clean water and improved sanitation since he introduced various policies that are aimed at making a difference as the state pushes harder to attain the sustainable development goals that are critical to human development.
Because of the passion and the zeal we have on water and also on ways of eradicating open defecation. I have put in almost in the budget for $3 million. And I can't put in for $3 million without following to the implementation of that scheme. I am here not only my state, but representing a section of the state, of course, or you know, the northern states. Whatever I take up from here will also translate to other governors.
Senior Manager, Global Policy and Governmental Affairs, Talia Fried, assured the governor of the support of the Global Citizens Movement to not only mobilize funds but also ensure that there is effective monitoring and evaluation of the implementation plans. Good governance, insecurity, dominated discourse at the colloquium organized by the Plateau State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists as part of activities marking the 2019 Press Week. Comfort Bank 10 reports.
This year's topic of discourse, insecurity in Nigeria and agitations for structuring, posits confederation, fiscal federalism, redefinition of in-state borders to address ethnic injustices, funding security architectures, as well as respecting the framework of democracy under the confines of the rule of law as the basis of ensuring national cohesion.
When we raise the challenges of insecurity, it should be a call to action. Because ultimately, unless it is a call to action to make the adjustments that are necessary, simply implementations.
Deputy Governor Professor Sonny Chioden and other speakers emphasized the need for balance in reportage in line with ethics of the journalism profession to reckon with the multi-religious, multi-ethnic and multi-social nature of the country.
We should be more thoughtful when we look at things, and we should try to look at things with the national perspective rather than sectional perspective.
Chairman Plateau State Council of the NUJ, Paul Jatto, said one of the cardinal objectives of the union is to set the agenda in resolving issues confronting the nation. In Jos, Comfort Biangten, NTA News.
That's a wrap from Jos. Kudu is back to you for what's left of the news. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Maria. Blessing Okagbare fails to progress to the semi-finals of the IAAF World Championship in Qatar. She was disqualified for lane violation. Olumide Eguntala has more on update.